Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well in this season, and we have a few updates for Q4 and for next year around the project, the protocol, and the technology world in general that some of our team will cover as well. And also I just want to share a little bit more about our learnings in DeFi over the past few months. As we've been sharing in our updates and newsletters, this past quarter has been about testing the strategies that we've developed over the past few months and seeing how they perform across different market environments, different time frames. So we've been studying primarily liquidity pools on airdrome, perpetuals on hyperliquid, and options on derive and deribit. And a big part of this has been exploring how we can combine some of these tools, maybe 2 or 3 of them, to solve specific problems. So one example is managing or reducing impermanent loss. That is a feature in liquidity pools, and seeing if we can, through this process, learn even other strategies that are suitable for different market conditions. So one thing that we've observed and noticed is that some approaches perform better in a low to medium volatility market environment that moves in a trending way, while others work much better in a period of high volatility, sudden market movements. And some of this is also studied from traditional markets, traditional financial markets. And as we know that we've seen much more volatility spikes this quarter, and that's been a big factor in how we think about what strategies can actually work in practice. So we've backtested several ideas to understand how these strategies behave over time. And we can see that different strategies work better in different months, and those months reflect the volatility environments that we're in. Now we're taking some of these back tests and putting them into the live environment and checking that the backtest reflects the constraints of the live environment, that they're syncing up with the constraints of the on-chain execution, fees, bid-ask spread, and some of the other things that we would work with the real products. So we've also, on the technical side, built a system that will copy any wallet and copy trade. And that's allowed us to observe from those strategies and learn what some of those strategies are. We also spend a lot of time studying this idea of impermanent loss, which we've talked about. And the specific one is that we know that providing liquidity earns fees in these automated market making platforms, but they come with a design trade-off, which is the impermanent loss idea. And we're trying to basically understand if adding the perpetual as a tool along with the liquidity position is able to offset some of the impermanent loss. So there are many ways there's almost an infinite number of variables in how to optimize the system. We're trying to understand how to reduce impermanent loss using the perpetual. And in certain months where the volatility seems, let's say, low to medium volatility periods, it actually performs pretty meaningfully in terms of reducing impermanent loss by even, let's say, half in some of these months. And that's before further optimization of the system. But we also know that in some months with higher volatility, this strategy we actually need a different strategy. So we've explored strategies that benefit from that higher volatility using perpetuals and options. So this actually aims to perform well when the market makes large moves in either directions. And this is similar to traditional financial markets where people would use options for what's called a long straddle to benefit from large movements in either directions. So we're still working to put some of these strategies together, see how they fit, and some will work in a specific environment while others are better for lower volatility or higher volatility. So we've been, of course, refining these parameters, backtesting to see which ones actually drive a meaningful improvement in the performance. And as a team, we've been also using AI as a way to actually check and incorporate new ideas each time. So every iteration is to challenge our assumptions, help refine the idea much more. So that's been a very positive addition. And looking ahead, so we're testing these strategies more comprehensively and seeing how they can work together, seeing what are the factors that can be optimized with each of them, and also considering how a strategy can work, how different strategies can work in the different environments that we're in. And of course, we observe that the environment is changing very quickly, mostly along the lines of what is happening with volatility in this market. And so we are trying to put all those things in holistically into our understanding. And then finally tying our back testing work that we've done this quarter into the live environment and seeing how they work in all the live environments. If you'd like to follow along, obviously with our progress, we are sharing all the regular updates on X, on our monthly newsletters, and on our progress page. I'll leave it up to here, but I want to wish everyone happy holidays and Happy New Year.